the velocity diagram for a stage in impulse turbine with two rings. Two rings means actually it is two stages. That's the meaning of it. With two rings of moving blades for the following parameters. The nozzle angle is 15 degrees. Moving tip discharge angle is 30 degrees. Fixed blade discharge angle is 20 degrees. Final discharge is axial. Fine. Friction loss per blade is 10% of relative velocity. It occurs both on the fixed and the moving blades. Find the blade velocity for the nozzle steam exit velocity of 500 meters. So we have to find the blade velocities. Find the blade velocities for both. For the nozzle, it is having a steam velocity of 500 meters per second, and the diagram efficiency. Your diagram efficiency or your we call it as gross stage efficiency or your hydraulic efficiency is what is called as diagram efficiency. Let's look at it. What is given and what is the solution? Let's look at the solution. What is given? Okay. So they have given the nozzle angle at the inlet means that is the fluid with which it enters, that is your alpha 1, which is then see you have the fixed blade discharge angle is 20 degrees. So that is your beta 2. Beta 2 is equal to 30 degrees. Fine. And then fixed discharge, that the discharge is axial, that is when there is an axial flow machine. And also this being an impulse machine, beta 1 is equal to beta 2. So that is the because of impulse turbine. Okay. Then see it enters the next stage. Fixed blade discharge angle is 20 degrees. That is the next stage what it goes out actually. That is your alpha 2. So alpha 2 means alpha 3. What I call this is for the first stage. I call it as first row of blade. Then when it comes to second stage, what I do, alpha 1 for the what is coming in, alpha 2 is going out, and alpha 3 is what it goes to the next row. So alpha 3 is actually it is 20 degrees. Fine. Then it is exiting radially. See, it is exiting axially at the exit. See, when it goes out actually, it is exiting radially. That is your alpha 4 is 90 degrees. That's the meaning of it. It goes out at 90 degrees. Then your friction coefficient KB or CB is equal to 10% loss means it is 90%. That is 0.9. And they are given the V1 as 500 meters per second. See, this problem can be solved both graphically as well as using your trigonometric principles. Whatever it may be, the procedure remains the same. So we'll try to do both the ways. Actually. So let's first theoretically how we can do. See, we need to find what is the u, what is the velocity with which it is rotating. U we know the value of u. Nothing. See, what they are given is only v1, and they have given the corresponding alpha 1. So alpha 1 they are given it as this thing, and beta 1, beta 2. So some of the things they are given, from that we need to find it. So if I go with the graphical way, so let's draw an horizontal line. Draw an horizontal line, and from one particular point, take your alpha 1, that is 15 degrees. So take 15 degrees and draw a line. Take 15 degrees and draw, say 15 degrees and draw a line. So this is 15 degrees. This is okay. Once you get the 15 degrees, then you know some scale, that is V1 is equal to 500 meters per second. So we will take a scale such that 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meters per second. If that is the case, this will be 10 centimeters, or 1 centimeter is 100 meters per second, this will be 5 centimeters. So depending upon, so let's take 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meters per second, this is equal to 10 centimeters. So if I call this as point A, let me call this as point A. From A, you take 50 centimeters, sorry, 150, yeah, 10 centimeters and cut it, which is equal to 500 meters per second. So this is your B1. Okay. Now, once you get this, see this angle, I need to see this angle they are given. So this angle is how much? It is beta 1 is equal to 30 degrees. So beta 1 is equal to 30 degrees. How to get that actually? 2 times your, see, with the angle beta 2. So beta 1 is equal to, beta 2 is equal to 30 degrees. That's what is given here, 30 degrees, yes. And they have, what is they are given? Okay. They are given the moving blade discharge angle for the second set they are given. Second set they are given it as this thing. Now, so what is the u? So u is the velocity with which it is rotating. U is the velocity with which it is rotating. And what is your VW1? VW1 is equal to, see, I can find, go here, what is my VW1, which is V1 cos alpha 1, okay, that is 500 into cos 15. And what is my VF1? This is V1 sin alpha 1, that is 500 into sin 15. So if I substitute into calculator, so 500 into cos 15, so 500 into cos 15 and 500 into sin 15. 500 into cos 15 and 500 into sin 15. So if we do that, the calculations, I'll be getting corresponding VW1 as 482.96. 482.96 for VF1 and 129.4 meters per second for your VF1. For your VF1. Now, so with what is this actually? VW1 is 428. So 428, if I draw to the scale, so 450 will be around 9 centimeters. So from this point, what will be this particular thing? This will be this angle. So this will be my VW1. Fine. And parallelly, this will be my VF1. So I can call that as B. I got A and I got B. Now, how to get this particular thing? So now you can use your cosine rule. I can use the cosine rule. I can find VR1. So what is the rule actually? If I use the cosine rule, so VR1 is equal to, or VR1 square is equal to V1 square plus U square minus 2 V1U cos alpha 1. Okay, so U cos alpha 1. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't know the value of C. You have two unknowns. VR1 is also unknown, U is also unknown. So usually what we take, we try to take the speed ratio. For most of this kind of turbines, we have to make an assumption for the phi. Phi is your speed ratio. So speed ratio for your impulse machines is around 0.45 or 0.45 or zero point 0.5. So that's the speed ratio. Or you can, if you want, you can go and find that also. So we got some relationship where we got phi is equal to, we go back and see, I think we have derived that phi is equal to some relationship we got. Phi is equal to cos, we got some relationship. You either use that relationship or phi is equal to u by v1. I'll tell exactly where it is actually. So phi is equal to u by v1, or usually that will be around 0.45. We are supposed to take that, or phi is equal to cos alpha 1. Either use this formula, either assume phi is equal to around 0.45, or use this formula, phi is equal to cos alpha 1. So your alpha is 15. So cos 15 is equal to point. So phi is equal to cos. So that is the maximizing. So that is the maximum value. So 545 is an optimized value, or you want the maximum value, the phi will be equal to cos alpha. This will give the maximum value. The phi max is equal to cos alpha 1, which will be, see, the phi max is equal to 0.965 or 967. So your minimum value when we are designing it, it can never go below 0.5. So if you want to assume this value, so this value should be anywhere between 0.45 and those things. So let's assume, let's take phi is equal to 0.5. Okay, what is phi? Phi is equal to u by v1. I know the value of v1, so u is equal to phi into v1, or 0.5 into 500, this will be 250 meters per second. Now, once either you can find from that and find your corresponding u, so then this will be exactly 5 centimeters. Okay, once you get this, I can find the corresponding VR1 square can be checked using cosine rule. Once you get this V, so just join this actually. You'll be getting your VR1. And you can cross check this actually. You can cross check what will be that angle. See, you have this angle, no? So this is your thing, and you have a beta 1 over there. So you will be having this beta 1, this angle will be equal to this 30 what they are given. Fine. Or maybe if you want to graphical, if you want from this particular point, if that is 30, this is 90, okay, then this will be 60. See, there are n number of ways to get it. See, I have to ensure that this vector velocity diagram has to be understood. You can take a 60-degree line and you can join it, or see, these are why I am telling all those things is you can expect open-ended type of problems for your test. Don't go by what is given in your R. That is straight away you solve some problems. But I want this steam turbines problems to be taken little bit a step ahead of it. I will be giving for the test open-ended kind of a problems. So where lot of assumptions you people have to make. Maybe a student A will be solving the problem with one assumption, B will be going with one more assumption, and you people able to solve it. You should converge to a particular point. That's my intention. So either I can go with U assumption, or you can draw using this 60 degrees and still I can get. So beta 1 will be in and around your 30 degrees. So this being an impulse machine, this should be 30. Now from this particular point, say I know the value of VR1. Either measure this, measure, so if I call this as AB, you call this as C, this as D, measure BC and convert it to corresponding multiply by 50, multiply by 50 meters per second, you will get your VR1, or use your cosine rule and get the value of VR1. So it should, both should be same. If your assumption of U, whatever you have done, or this thing, somewhere it has to converge. Once you got your VR1, what is my VR2? So they are given the friction factor as 0.9 times of it. So your VR2 is actually, it is 0.9 times of your VR1. Your VR2 is 0.9 times of your VR1. VR2 is equal to, that is your K, CB into VR1. So what is the value of VR1? So VR1 I can find it. So VR1 will be, if I go with, so U is equal to 250 square. So VR1 square is equal to, V1 square is 500 square plus 250 square minus 2 into 500 into 250 into cos 15 and take the square root of it. Okay, if I do that, 500 square plus 250 square minus 2 into 500 into 250 into cos 15 and take square root of it. I am getting VR1 as 266.49 meters per second. So once I get it, what will be my VR2? VR2C, because CB is equal to 0.9, which is given, that is friction coefficient, which is 0.9, and this is remains same first rotor to second rotor. So this is 0.9 times of 266.49. So this will be 239.84 meters per second. This is my VR2. Now I know the value of beta 2. So with beta 2 is equal to 30 degrees and VR2 is equal to your 239.84. I will draw a line from you. I'll draw a line. Fine. With this as 30 degrees and this will be my VR2. I got it. Now you join these two things. So this is my V2, and if I extend this and draw a vertical line from here, right, I'll be getting this will be by VF2 and this will be my VW2 and this will be your alpha 2. I can measure it and I can calculate, or I can measure it. Now VR2 is equal to this much. How much is your VF2, or how much is this 3? I can calculate each and everything. So VF2. So if I use the trigonometric relationship, so if I take the A, B, C, D, if I call this as E and this as F. So this is a a right angle triangle. If I consider right angle triangle CEF, then I can go with sine 30 is equal to VF2 divided by VR2. I'll get my VF2. Fine. Then I can find this particular. So U plus VW2. If I call that as some y is equal to U plus VW2, and if I call this as x, so x is equal to VW1 minus U. So I can find the U. So I know the value of U. So if I take cos 30 is equal to U plus VW2 divided by VR2. So I know the value of U, I know the value of C, I can find VW2. So once I find VW2 and VF2, take what is tan alpha 2? Tan alpha 2 is equal to VF2 by VW2, and I can find the alpha 2. Fine, you got it. Or if you are going by the graphical method, directly you can just put your protractor, you measure your alpha 2, put a scale and try to measure your VF2, it will be in so many centimeters, VW2 so many centimeters, and V2 will be so many centimeters, you can calculate it. Okay, so from the, just I will write the procedure, I want to people to calculate this. From the velocity triangle at the exit for first stage. This is for first stage. Still I have not gone to the second stage or first thing. So I can write your cos theta 2 is equal to VF2 divided by VR2, or I can calculate VF2 is equal to VR2 into cos beta 2. So VR2 is equal to 239.84 into cos 30, okay, into cos 30, it is 207.71. So this is your VF2. What is sine beta 2? Sine beta 2 is equal to your y, that is your adjacent side, divided by VR2. What is your y? So sine beta 2 is equal to VW2 plus U divided by VR2, or I can substitute sine 30 is equal to VW2 plus 250 divided by VR2 is 239.84. So VW2 is equal to 239.84 into sine 30. Fine. So minus 250. If I do that, I'll be getting VW2, which is minus 130.1 meters per second. That means it is in opposite direction. So it is in opposite direction. So it has to be minus of minus. That's the meaning of it. So VW1 minus VW2. You got it? Huh? So even if you calculate, roughly you may get the similar kind of a number. Okay. Next. This is about VW2. VW2. Now, how to get your alpha 2? So take tan alpha 2 is equal to VF2 divided by VW2, or alpha 2 is equal to tan inverse of VF2 by VW2, that is tan inverse of your VF2 is 207.71 divided by, it is 130.1. 207.71 71 divided by 10 inverse of 207 divided by 50.1. So this is 57.93 degrees. 57.93 degrees. Yeah, 57.93 degrees. That is the angle alpha 2. Okay, this is how you people are supposed to calculate some of the points. This, if it is an open-ended kind of thing, nothing is given, u is not given and all. So this is how you have to proceed. So based on your phi assumption, or you can take a value, or you can draw that particular thing. So with 60 degrees, you can get that. If you are using, so that's why I prefer you people should be aware of both the graphical method as well as this. Now this is your first stage. This is your first rotor. So we write only for rotor. Now they have clearly given that the friction factor 0.9, it's not only with respect to relative, it is with respect to what it is going out. So you have this V2 which is coming out. Fine. V3 is the velocity with which it is entering the next stage. So if I try to draw the velocity triangle, is a thin line. Right? That means this is my U. So U remain the same. Okay, I can draw this next stage. This is my U. It remain the same in this direction. Now the velocity, see, I should know. See, they have given the alpha, that particular thing. They are given that as alpha 3 as 20 degrees. That is alpha 3 is 20 degrees they are given. But what is the value of that particular thing? So your V3. So V3 by V2. V3 by V2. CB is equal to V3 by V2, or your V3 is equal to CB into V2. So what is the value of V2? So V2 I can write it. V2 I can calculate as V2 square is equal to VF2 square plus VW2 square. Fine. So V2 square is equal to VW2 square plus VF2 square. If you are using the trigonometric principles, or if you are using graphical method, directly you can get it. So VW2 is how much? 130.1 square plus VF2 is 207.71 square, and take the square root of it. You will be getting the square root of it. It is around 245. So your V2 is equal to 245 meters per second. So 0.9 into 245.09 or something, 249. So I am getting around 220.5. 220.5 meters per second. So this will be roughly around 4 few centimeters. You try to go by this thing. Now from here you draw a 20-degree line. So you draw a 20-degree line like this. Draw a 20-degree line, because this is my alpha 3. This is my alpha 3 EF. Let me call that as point as G. Now, what is my V3? V3 is 220.5. 220.5. So you cut that. Maybe this may be the point. You cut that and you'll get that. So this is the thing. So from this point EFG, if I call that as H, you join this. You join. So what will be this one? This will be your VR3. This will be your V3, and draw an horizontal and vertical. So draw an horizontal and vertical lines. So this will give your VF3. So this will giving my VW3 in this direction. Okay. Now you measure this angle. So this is my beta 3. So that is my beta 3. So here they are not given beta is my beta 4 and all. So once you get this beta 3, so this being an impulse machine, beta 3 and beta 4 are same. So beta 3 is equal to beta 4. With that, you and you have to calculate this VR3. You have to calculate this VR3, or you will get it over here. From VR3, VR4 will be 0.9 times of it. So VR4 is 0.9 times of VR3. 0.9 times of VR3, and you take an angle of equal to same beta 3. You take the same angle is equal to beta 3, and you, you cut it in such a way that, see, and one more thing they are given is actually this is alpha 3, no? This they are given it as 90. See, it's given in the problem statement, that is your alpha 4, so which comes this side. So this side, or that's whatever maybe I can show. This is my, so that is this side actually. If I show it actually, this is my 90 degrees. That is, this is alpha 4, which is 90 degrees. So what is this actually? This is your V4. This is your V4, which is also equal to VF4. And what is the value of VW4? Which is 0. The value of VW4 is equal to 0, and this is my VR4, and this is my beta 4. So this is how you have to construct the velocity triangle for two stages. So this is for the first rotor, this is for the second stage rotor. First stage rotor and second stage rotor. If all the parameters are given, this is how you are supposed to calculate. Now, how to find the work done? See, work done is actually, the first is actually from, if you measure from D to E, here G, H, I, J and K. Okay. So what is they has actually, in this we are supposed to find the your work done or blade efficiency, which what we are supposed to calculate. Fine. You have to calculate what are the things which are need to be calculated. What are the things which you are, see, once you find this VR4, then you find beta 3, which is equal to beta 4. Then from there you calculate your, find your V2 and VW2, sorry, it's V4, sorry, it is V4, it is not V2, it is V4. So V4 is equal to some velocity. Now what will be the work done? Work done is equal to work done in the first stage of the rotor plus work done in the second stage of the rotor. So what is the work done in the first stage of the rotor? This is VW1 minus VW2 into U plus, here it is VW3 minus VW4 into U. So this is, I call it as delta VW first stage. This is delta VW second stage. So combine, you can write it as, this is minus of minus. So this will be, this will become VW1 plus VW2, okay, plus VW3, because VW4 is 0 multiplied by U. So this will be your work done, W, from the two-stage machine, from the two-stage machine. Then what is the blade efficiency? So the blade efficiency is given by work done divided by what is the inlet energy, that is inlet kinetic energy that is given, that is V1 square by 2. I am looking at only energy, not in terms of head. If it is head, actually it would have been V1 square by 2g. So now it's velocity, that is the kinetic energy, it's in terms of energy, it is V1 square by 2. So you, whatever the value of W you are going to get, divided by, so V1 they are given as 500, so 500 square by 2. So 500 into 500 by 2. Okay. Then here, this is VW1 plus VW2 plus VW3 into U. If you do that, you'll be getting the, yeah, you'll be getting the value of your work done. You will getting the value of your work done. So will you able to do this? Huh? Try this at home. I want you people to fill this. See this, whatever these values are there, no? I want you people to try with the graphical method. Try with the graphical method and upload it. Try with the graphical method. I want to give this as an assignment. So the two-stage thing. So you can verify, maybe roughly around blade efficiency will come around between 70 to 80%. 70 to 80%. So your blade velocity, if you look at it, that is your U. If you want to find it, it's around 100 meters per second. So these are some rough numbers I'm giving you. You can cross check with that numbers and you can calculate. So I'll just go through one more problem. Okay. And a velocity compounded impulse turbine has two rows of moving blades with a mean diameter of 700 meters per second. Okay. So 700 mm with a mean diameter 700 mm. The speed of rotation is 3000 rpm. The nozzle angle is 16 degrees. The nozzle angle is 16 degrees. And the estimated steam velocity is at the nozzle outlet is 610 meters per second. The mass of steam passing through the blades per second is 6.5 kg. Assuming that the energy loss is in each row of blades, that is stage, that is moving and fixed, is 24% of the kinetic energy of the steam entering the blades and referred to as the relative velocity. They are speaking in terms of relative velocities. Okay. Then and that the outlet angles of the blades are, first row of moving blades is 18 degrees, intermediate guide blades are 22 degrees, the second row of moving blades is 38 degrees. Draw the velocity diagrams and calculate the following. Blade inlet angles, that is corresponding beta 1 and beta 3 if it is a two stage. Power developed in each row, that is mass flow rate multiplied by corresponding W. Then efficiency of the wheel as a whole, that is the total efficiency. Look at this particular problem statement. Just go through the problem again. And think of what else given, what can be drawn and how to proceed and all. See, what was given, look at the first statement. What is given, that they are given the diameter. D is 700 mm or 0.7 meters, and they are given the speed, N is 3000 rpm, and the nozzle angle, that is your alpha 1, which is 16 degrees, and V1, that is velocity of the steam which is entering, which is 610 meters per second, and mass flow rate is 6.5 kg per second. Okay, they are given what is the percentage. Look at that percentage. What is that alpha? See, the blade angles, outlet blade angles are the first row of moving blades. The first row of moving blades is what is going out. Actually, it is beta 2. So, beta 2 is 18 degrees. Fine. Then it comes to the next stage, intermediate guide blade angle, that is your alpha 3, 22 degrees. Fine. Then, yeah, then the second row of moving blades are 38 degrees. That is your beta 4. It is 38 degrees. So, this is what they are given. And mass flow rate is 6.5 kg per second. And there is a, see, what is that actually 0.75 they given? The mass, see, assuming that the energy loss in each row of blades, that is with respect to your, see, each row of blades, they are speaking in terms of energy, that is relative energy, that is something like V square by 2. So, they are trying to give that as 0.76. So, the energy loss, so let me write that. What they are giving is something like energy loss is point, in terms of efficiency they are given, that is equal to your CB square into VR2 square by VR1 square. They are trying to give in this particular form so that I can find CB. So CB is equal to, see, point square root of 0.76. So it is maybe 0.76. If I take a square root of it is equal to 0.872. So my CB is equal to square root of this particular, square root of 0.76, that is 0.872. They are not, see, you should not be confused with, as CB is given as 24% of kinetic energy of the steam entering the blade. So they are given in terms of kinetic energy, that is relative energy, in terms of relative energies. And we should be able to, so if I calculate it, my CB is 0.872. This is what they are given. Now, how to proceed it? So it's simple. It's very similar to whatever we have done the previous problem. I'll just give you the hint and you should be able to do that. See, your U is equal to pi d n by 60. Just substitute pi into 0.7 into 3000 divided by 60. So it comes to roughly around 109.89 meters per second. So 110 we can take 110 meters per second. And your, see, the CB, what they are given, this CB value is same for all the things. So your CB is equal to VR2 by VR1 is one thing. Then you have your next stage, that is V3 by V2. Even first stage, the second stage, what it is going, it is the same. Got it? This is the same. What you are supposed to do first actually? You are supposed to draw the similar velocity triangle what you have done here. The previous problem, a very similar velocity triangle with u is equal to 110 meters per second. And what is the value of alpha? Alpha 1 is 16 degrees. So you have to first draw u to some scale, that is 110 meters per second, means we can take the scale as something around 40 meters per second as 1 centimeter, and you draw the u. Then you take a 16-degree angle, this is 16, and what is the value of v1? So v1 is given as 610 meters per second. So that to some scale you draw, this is my v1, and you join this. So you will be getting your VR1. So they are not given. See, your beta 2, see, beta 1 is not equal to beta 2 here, because beta 2 is given. So if you measure it from this, you will be getting your beta 1. From this point, if you measure, you will be getting your beta 1 here. So in this problem, so this is your VW1, and this is my VF1. So now with beta 2, so if I call this as VA, B, C, D, from the point D, you take beta 2 as 18 degrees. Beta 2 as 18 degrees, and CR2 is equal to, or VR2 is equal to 0.872 times of VR1. What is calculated? This is beta 2, which is 18 degrees. You draw that velocity triangle, that line, and you join this. You join that and complete your triangle. This gives your VF2, V2, and VW2. And this will be getting it as alpha 2. So alpha 2 roughly you may get around 20 or 30 degrees or 40 degrees hotter. You measure that. I want you people to try this using graphical method. Once it is done, draw a vertical lines like this. Draw this vertical lines. Then you once again draw for the second stage u. This is my u. Calculate V3, which is equal to 0.872 of V2. Then with what are the corresponding angle? They are given alpha 3 as 22 degrees. So with 22 degrees, this is my alpha 3. You will get your V3. You join. This is your VR3. You complete this. So this is VF3. This is your VW3. Got it? Now this is your beta 3. Beta 4 is given as 38 degrees. Fine, they are given beta 4 as 38 degrees. With 38 degrees, this is your VR4 with 38 degrees, and VR4 is equal to here VR4 by VR3, which is once again 0.872. You get your VR4 and join this. You'll be getting your V4. So this is your VF4 is your VW4. Okay. Now, what will be the work done? See, work done is individual. I need to find the work done. What is the work done for first row? This will be VW1 minus VW2 into U. Fine. This is W by M for the first row or first stage. Then for the second stage, it is W by M is equal to VW3 minus VW4 into U. Then what is the power? Power for the first stage is equal to mass flow rate into W by M for first stage. Then power for the second stage is equal to mass flow rate into W by M for the second stage. And you have to measure the beta 1. See, what is this angle you have to measure, and beta 2, beta 4 you have to measure. So beta 1 you may get around 20 or 30 degrees, and beta 3 you may get around 30 or 40 degrees. Okay, so they ask you to find the blade angle, power input, and efficiency. What is the efficiency? The efficiency formula is same thing. Whatever you have done. So efficiency formula, the previous problem, whatever you have done, the blade efficiency is equal to your add up both the work. Actually, that is W by M of first, W by M of second, whole thing divided by V1 square by 2. You will be getting around efficiency roughly around 60-70% you will be getting. I want you people to try both the problems using your graphical method.